Last week's video comparing GPT-4 to GPT-5 in Copilot was actually a bit of a personal milestone for me because this marks the 1-year anniversary of making these weekly Copilot videos. Funnily enough, it was kind of a full circle moment because my first ever LinkedIn video in this series was about a weekly recap using Copilot to catch up on things. And of course, last week's video, through pure coincidence, was comparing GPT-4 to GPT-5 by a weekly summary, a weekly recap. And wow, what a huge difference a year has made. Quick funny note before I get into that though, this whole thing actually started because I was part of my workplace's internal Copilot pilot program where we were assigned a pilot license, and the condition was you had to report back every week to the pilot group on where you were finding Copilot useful, otherwise you'd get your license revoked and it would go to someone else, which is fair enough. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to do one better. Instead of just reporting internally every week, I'm going to record videos and put them on LinkedIn and share with everyone where I'm finding it useful. But since then, this has actually grown into a weekly habit that I really enjoy doing. I enjoy creating, I enjoy sharing, and most of all, I love connecting with everyone, hearing your comments and seeing everybody's responses. But coming back to last week's video, it really hit me hard about how much has changed in just a year, both Copilot as a technology, but also with my own journey. For starters, my video production has totally evolved. I started out recording straight from PowerPoint, which was super quick, super scrappy, and it worked, it was just fine. But these days, I'm just as fast editing in Clipchamp and Riverside and using better quality tools. I still don't think I've landed on a perfect magic formula for these videos or anything like that, but honestly, I'm not too worried. I'm enjoying just experimenting. I love the process of creating sharper content, more engaging content, and I think for me, that's a lot of the fun part. But the same also goes for how I use Copilot over the last year. A year ago, I was looking for clever prompts to copy and paste and what are some things I can try. But now it feels like a lot more organic back and forth with Copilot. It's a lot more baked into my daily workflow. Prompt best practices are still useful, but at the end of the day, it's about good communication and clarity, and those habits carry forward everywhere, including Copilot. But writing in that style and being clear in your direction just becomes second nature the more you use it. And of course, there's the technology itself. It's leveled up a lot. The difference between last year's weekly recap from the beginning of the series and the most recent one last week, you can see it's night and day. Some of this is, of course, the models are getting more mature, some of it is me getting better at using them, and some of it's probably a mix of the two, where the model's learning how I interact with it better and I'm learning how to interact with the model better. But overall, the usefulness and ease of use is just so much higher now than it was when I first started a year ago. So this got me thinking, what are my top 3 Copilot use cases that I've been coming back to week after week as I've been through the last year? And for me, number 3 is Copilot in Edge. This is still a heavily underused feature in my opinion because a lot of the people I speak to are still using Chrome as their default browser. Don't forget, Edge is a Chromium browser. It's built on the same engine, so it's pretty much the same experience, but you have Copilot built in. This means you can summarize long web pages, you can query it and interact with it for information that's on a web page, and as I demonstrated in one of my videos, you can even compare information across tabs. Super useful. I use Firefox for my personal browsing, but I was using Chrome for all my work stuff. I've switched over to Edge for that as a result of this, and I haven't looked back. Number 2 is writing LinkedIn captions or other social media captions. Obviously, I'm posting a lot of content at least every week, if not more, and Copilot makes caption writing or drafting it simple. So being able to throw the video transcript into Copilot, coming out of the video editor, or even just drafting some idea bullets and getting a draft back that I can then edit in my own voice before posting on social media, it just saves a lot of time, makes my workflow much easier, and helps me post more consistently. And number 1, and this is a personal one for me, is the conference recaps. I did this so much. It's my personal favorite. I travel a lot for work. I go to a lot of conferences, events, and trade shows, and having Copilot act as my personal full-time note taker that can take my stream of consciousness notes, especially with voice to text, and then organize them into a coherent summary that's good for both me and my colleagues, that's huge. Especially at these events where you're meeting with clients, meeting with partners, meeting with analysts, visiting booths, going to sessions, going to other market sessions to understand what the competitive landscape is. There's a lot that goes on and it's really hard to keep on top of it. So being able to just blurt that into Copilot and have it organize and summarize that, that's a huge time saver for me that I keep coming back to. So yeah, 1 year in, these are the 3 things that I found really useful and I keep coming back to throughout the year on top of all the other things that I've been using and sharing. But if there's one key takeaway, it's that there's no perfect workflow to getting the value out of Copilot. It is a very individual journey, and you really just need to start using it and keep using it and keep iterating and let that guide you. And that's how I've grown. It's been awesome watching the tech grow along with it, and I'm excited to keep making and sharing these videos and interacting with everyone. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any other tips with Copilot you want to share, please drop me a note.